Hi, this is Dreyer and welcome to the Financial Freedom Challenge, where our mission is to help you to create, to preserve, to grow and to enjoy a life of abundance. And today I'd like to talk to you about results, in fact how to optimize your results. And that is part of the formula for riches, because we start off with first step, we need to have the intent, know why we want to do it, and really be clear on what it is exactly that we want and by when we want it. The second step is we need to work on our belief systems to get that right, because otherwise we're not going to continue, especially if you do not trust yourself or if you're not confident enough in yourself. And most of the reasons why people are not confident is simply because they do not have the skills, and they know that, or they're not prepared to learn the skills in order to get to what they want. And then we need to focus, and the first thing to focus on is to create a surplus. And once you've got a surplus, then you can start by taking action, the right type of action. And then of course we have to leverage ourselves and our time and effort and mindsets and skill sets and our money in order to make sure that our money works for us. And that is part of the leveraging part, which simply means that we want to get the optimum growth or the maximum growth with the least amount of risk. And I think the trick here is to manage the risk the whole time, because that's the easiest way. Everyone tries to get more growth, and the trick is not to get more growth. The trick is to eliminate or mitigate or get the risk down, because in finances you're going to find that the lower the risk becomes, the higher the growth automatically becomes. And it's the growth on your surplus, taking risk into consideration, that's going to make you rich. And the way to do that is to gain the skills. In other words, the more competent you are, the more knowledge you've got, the more experience you've got, and the more skills you've got, the easier it will be to mitigate the risk and to handle the risk, because it's the risk at the end of the day that's going to kill you. And then we move on to what I want to talk to you about today, and that is the results. Because unless you're going to get the right kind of result, you're going to fly blind. And that simply means that you have to measure this process the whole time. There's not a single day that you do not measure the progress and the processes that you're busy with. And that's the reason why you need to know at what level you're at. And that brings us right back to intent. In other words, for each and every level, you're going to find that there's actually a different intent where you're going to focus most of your time and your effort and your mindsets on a specific action skill set type of thing that you need to learn during that phase, because otherwise you're not going to master that, and that simply means that you're not going to build in terms of the building blocks to move from one level to the next, in order to start making life easier for you, where you actually work less and earn more. Right, so that is the results are crucial. Now, what do we measure in terms of financial freedom? Well, there's only actually one result that we measure the whole time, and that is that my investment growth rate must be higher than my financial freedom growth rate. So we start off by knowing and understanding what we need to do to get to financial freedom. And then we simply say, okay, this action that I'm going to do, this skill set that I'm going to learn, is it the right information for the right level of the game that I'm at? And is it in the right order? Because the sequencing part is as crucial as the information. So we need the right information. We need it in the right order for the level of the game that we're at, on condition that we follow the right strategy. Because if you're following the wrong strategy, if you work very, very hard and then give all your money to someone else, thinking that they're going to make you rich, in other words, your surplus to someone else, it simply is not going to work. Right, so the results part is really crucial. I've got let's call it nowadays, a different strategy. Today is Friday, and by 10 o'clock this morning, I know that I will have the financial statements of all of the businesses that I'm involved in. In other words, my personnel knows that on a Friday, I want feedback. When I was younger and when I was still, let's call it having a job, I had And I've done this basically on a day-to-day basis. Nowadays, I'm not that, as long as it's within a week where I know. But most people don't know that on a month-to-month basis, and most people don't know the results that they're getting on ever, because they don't even know what their financial freedom growth rate is. So make sure that you know what results you need for that specific week, that specific day. And that's one of the reasons why I've got the perfect day. Because although I say that I want the results, this is the financial result, I'm giving feedback to myself on a day-to-day basis where I simply report back to me, and I hold myself accountable to three things. And that is, first of all, what is it that I've learned? Today I'm going to subscribe to a new course that I need in order for the 2 cents challenge, to see if what I can do with that, because I want to try something brand new, something that I've never done. And the quickest way is to get a mentor, and to find the best mentor that you can possibly get, and then pay him or her whatever they charge. Because I'm going to literally before Christmas, I'm going to master a new skill that will be able to take me literally to a level where I could start making money with that skill. Or at least this is the hope at this stage. But if I do what I've done in the past, I know that it's going to work that way. And then make sure that you simply apply it. So first of all, I want to make sure what is it that I've learned. The second thing that I want to know is what is it that I've actually done. In other words, a day can go by like this and you've done nothing. In other words, nothing that's going to help you to get to financial freedom or to improve your freedom. A day is just too fast, right? So make sure that what is it that you've done, not what you are busy with, but what is it that you've actually done. And then the last thing is, what are the problems that you encounter? Where are the skill sets? What skill sets do you still need to master in order to start this process? And that's basically that. So the results to me is extremely important. So if you get the results on the first part of the formula, in other words, up to the leveraging part, then you know that you can continue. You can continue to the next phase, which is the accelerator phase, which I'll talk about tomorrow. If not, you know there's a dysfunctional problem. There's still something that you need to fix. And I want to urge you to go back and to discover that, because the chances are 99.99% that the only reason why you're not moving forward or not getting the result is there's a lack of skills, knowledge, or experience. In other words, there's a lack of competency. And the quickest way to correct that is simply to identify what skill is it that I need to learn in order to master that specific level. And that's the reason why we've got the Wealth Creators University that takes you through the different strategies and help you to identify what is it that you actually need to focus on for that day and for that level until you can get the results that you want. Okay? So how on earth are you going to take action today? In other words, because unless you're going to take action today to get the results that you want, I'm standing here in the garden with one of the lights and it just went out because there's an incredible new day starting. And this, by the way, is part of the best times in the day that I'm getting the best results. So I love it in the morning, actually before the sun starts to come up. And by this time, on a normal day, today I'm a little bit late, by the way. I haven't done my exercises yet, my heart rate challenge. I'm going to do this just now. But this is one of the best times in the day to start checking my results, because normally when a day starts for an average person, I've done basically everything that I should have done for that day already. And I love this part of the day, and I've worked towards this, and this is part of the results that I want. So one of the results that I want to work on me personally before the day actually starts. So what do I want from you? And well, I actually don't want anything from you, but what if I can urge you to do something? What is that? I urge you to make financial freedom, first of all, your duty, your responsibility and your obligation, because it's really an incredible responsibility that we've got. as wealth creators to be financially free, because I think you owe it first of all to yourself. You know, when I started dreaming about this way back when I was like 24, 25, I never imagined in my life that my life would turn out the way that it has turned out. But it's not only towards myself, it's also towards my wife. You know, I married her and I said to her, Tanya, I'm going to give you the best life that you can imagine. Now, we never imagined what we've got and what we've got now and the way that it turned out. And we are amazed and we really appreciate this, and we are thankful for everything that we've got, because it's, at the end of the day, it's a blessing. It's mercy. I'm not sure why it is that some people get it and some people don't get it. The fact that we can become free. And it was this hope that we had when we started. You know, this is the type of results that we wanted. And the main thing about this is that we are living this result. You know, financial freedom to us wasn't, in the beginning it was a hope, but then as soon as we discovered that it is possible to get your investment growth rate higher than your financial freedom growth rate, everything changed. Everything changed, because suddenly it wasn't a hope anymore, and we could see the results on a day-to-day basis. And as I started going through these 3 points on a day-to-day basis, I could see that we are moving every single day forward, and that to me was success, and it's still success, because success, according to Earl Nightingale, is a progressive realization of a worthy goal. And to me, financial freedom is really a worthy goal, because without knowing it, I've set myself up for freedom, which is the fourth level. In other words, that is where the purpose freedom comes in. And this is what I enjoy, to share this that I've learned and this that I've mastered with others. You know, that is on condition that they of course want to do it. So I think what I would do if I were you, I would simply check the results. In other words, what is it that I've done? You can immediately see the result on a day-to-day basis. What is it that I've learned? You can immediately see the result. The moment that you give that back to yourself or to your spouse or to your children, you immediately know the results. And what is it that I've learned? What problems do I have? Because it's the problems where the learning experience is going to happen that's going to give you better results. So the moment that we overcome our own problems, our own obstacles, and 99% of the time it's got something to do with a lack of competency, and that's going to take you to the next level. Right, so in closing, always remember that in order to create financial freedom, you know, you must make sure that today is going to be a perfect day. And that means that there will never be a day in your life that won't require you to take the responsibility, to have the intent, to put in the time, to put in the effort, to have the right mindsets, and to really work on the mindset, and then to take massive action. Because consistently doing what needs to be done is the only way to get the results that you want. And for every single action that you're going to take, for every single thought that you're going to have today, that is either going to help you to get closer to your goal or to move away from your goal. Therefore, if you're serious about financial freedom and you want to guarantee that to yourself, then I challenge you today to start checking your results on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment, week-to-week, month-to-month, and year-to-year basis. And that is basically the challenge. Check your results, and if the results is not what you want, go back, because somewhere you are breaking the formula. Now, as always, if you've got any questions, comments, suggestions to become financially free, please leave them in the comment box, and I will help if I can. And then also remember to subscribe to my blog if you're not on it already. That is blog.hannesdreyer.com, and also on my YouTube channel. Simply go to YouTube and search for Hannes Dreyer. And then, yes, feedback. Well, I haven't done my exercises. I'm going to do it, and I'll copy and paste it as soon as I've done it. So please share this video with other people as well, if you think that it can benefit them and can help them to get better results in their lives, and to get them closer to financial freedom. And with that, I've really enjoyed this, and I'll see you then tomorrow.